This is gonna blow your mind. Good evening. Tonight we turn our attention to a question that's on the minds of strategists and citizens alike. Just how powerful is China's military, really? When we think of military superpowers, China often comes to mind. Massive parades, thousands of soldiers, and rows of tanks and missiles. The world watches as Beijing puts on these grand displays, projecting an image of overwhelming strength and unity. The People's Liberation Army, or PLA, is the world's largest standing military, with a budget second only to the United States. Its arsenal is vast, and its resources seem almost limitless, fueling a narrative of unstoppable might. On paper, its power seems unstoppable. The numbers are staggering, and the visuals are designed to impress both domestic and foreign audiences. But tonight we're asking, is that strength real, or just an illusion? Is the image carefully crafted to mask deeper issues within? The true strength of a military isn't just about numbers, it's about performance under pressure, the quality of its people, and the wisdom of its leaders. It's about how well a force adapts, innovates, and overcomes adversity when the stakes are highest. Troubling signs have emerged from within China. Intelligence reports and even PLA insiders suggest a force that may be more show than substance. Reports of internal problems, morale issues, and questionable readiness have begun to surface. Imagine two boxers, one big and flashy, the other smaller, but battle-tested. The larger fighter may look intimidating, but experience and resilience can tip the scales. Who would you bet on in a real fight? The one with the bigger muscles, or the one who's proven themselves in the ring time and again? Is China's military the untested giant, while a smaller force like the Philippines has a different kind of strength, one forged in real-world challenges and tough environments? Tonight, we peel back the layers of propaganda to examine the PLA's hidden weaknesses, corruption, lack of real combat experience, and more. These are issues that can undermine even the most impressive-looking force. We'll see how a smaller, determined military like the Philippines can have advantages that don't show up on spreadsheets: adaptability, local knowledge, and the will to fight for home soil. This story is about more than counting ships and planes. It's about people, politics, and the true nature of power. It's about the spirit and cohesion that numbers alone can't measure. The shocking truth: in a real conflict, the odds may not be as long as they appear. The outcome could surprise those who only look at the surface. Let's look beyond the spectacle and ask the hard questions. What's really behind the headlines and the carefully staged images? What really makes a military strong? Is it the hardware, or the heart and determination of those who serve? And could the underdog have the edge when it matters most? Let's find out as we dig deeper into the realities behind the world's most talked about militaries. Every year, China's military parades project an image of overwhelming strength. Sleek stealth fighters slicing through the sky, imposing destroyers gliding in perfect formation, and thousands of soldiers marching in flawless unison. The world watches as the People's Liberation Army puts on a show of power and precision, a carefully choreographed display meant to impress both domestic and international audiences. This is the face the Chinese Communist Party wants the world to see. Unified, technologically advanced, and seemingly invincible. The message is clear. China's military is modern, disciplined, and ready for any challenge. But behind the spectacle, away from the cameras and the crowds, lies a very different reality, one that is rarely shown to the outside world. Military analysts and insiders warn of deep systemic problems within the PLA, rigid, repetitive, and often unrealistic training regimens that do little to prepare soldiers for the unpredictable nature of real combat. Much of the equipment, while impressive on parade, is plagued by technical issues, poor maintenance, and outdated technology. Behind the polished exterior, there are stories of vehicles breaking down and weapons failing when needed most. Soldiers may look formidable on parade, but real combat demands adaptability, quick thinking, and resilience. Qualities that are often stifled by the PLA's strict political indoctrination and emphasis on obedience over initiative. In the PLA, loyalty to the party is prized above all else, often at the expense of independent thinking. This creates a force that excels at following orders, but struggles when faced with the chaos and unpredictability of real warfare. The gap between the parade ground and the battlefield is vast, like comparing a carefully staged movie stunt to the harsh reality of a real car crash. What looks perfect on camera can quickly fall apart under pressure. So, the next time you see Beijing's grand military parade, ask yourself, what aren't you being shown? What's hidden behind the spectacle? The PLA's two faces, one polished for the cameras, the other whispered about in intelligence briefings, tell two very different stories about China's true military capabilities. One is a story of power and confidence. The other, a story of hidden vulnerability and uncertainty. In the end, that hidden weakness could prove decisive in any real conflict. Appearances can be deceiving, and in war, reality always matters more than the show. Corruption is eating away at the PLA from within. Corruption is eating away at the PLA from within. Corruption is eating away at the PLA from within. High-ranking positions have been bought and sold, creating a leadership based on wealth, not merit. This has led to dangerous outcomes like missile silos with faulty lids and even missiles filled with water instead of fuel to cover up theft. Training funds are embezzled, leaving soldiers with hollow exercises and pilots with too little flight time. The result? A military out of practice, with skills that have atrophied. The culture of deceit means commanders can't trust their subordinates or their equipment. This internal rot is more dangerous than any external enemy. The PLA may look strong, but it's hollowed out from within. Its true weakness may only be revealed when it's too late. In war, trust and competence matter more than appearances. In China, the PLA's loyalty is to the Communist Party, not the nation. Political reliability outweighs military competence in promotions, creating leaders who are expert survivors but untested commanders. Decisions are filtered through a political lens, often stifling initiative and honesty. Officers fear speaking up, leading to an echo chamber where bad ideas go unchallenged. Honest feedback from the front lines is suppressed, leaving commanders with incomplete information. The PLA must serve two masters: the demands of war and the demands of the party. When those conflict, politics wins, often at the cost of military effectiveness. Resources are allocated for prestige, not strategy. This political control is a self-imposed handicap the PLA can't escape. The 2012 Scarborough Shoal standoff between China and the Philippines revealed much about China's real military confidence. Instead of sending warships, China used Coast Guard and fishing boats, gray zone tactics that stop short of war. Why? Because using the Navy risked escalation with the Philippines, a US ally, and exposed the PLA to a real test. China's leaders feared a messy, unpredictable fight that could shatter their image of invincibility. This reliance on non-military vessels shows a lack of confidence in their own armed forces. It's like a heavyweight boxer sending friends to do his fighting. China prefers to win without fighting, using intimidation and numbers, not direct combat. But this also signals a deep reluctance to put their military to the test. The Scarborough Shoal incident exposed the limits of China's power projection. Sometimes, the biggest force is the most afraid to fight. Now, let's take a closer look at the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, a force often underestimated on the world stage. On paper, the AFP is no match for China: smaller budget, older equipment, and fewer troops. The numbers and technology gaps seem overwhelming at first glance. But warfare isn't just about numbers or the latest gear. Strategy, adaptability, and experience can tip the scales in unexpected ways. The AFP has decades of real combat experience, fighting insurgencies, terrorists, and separatists in some of the world's toughest environments. From dense jungles to urban battlegrounds, Filipino soldiers are battle-tested, resilient, and adaptable, with skills honed in real firefights and tough terrain. They've learned to improvise, survive, and win against the odds. Morale is another key strength. These soldiers aren't just fighting for territory, but for their home, their people, and their identity. That sense of purpose runs deep. That motivation is hard for any invader to match. It fuels determination, courage, and a willingness to make sacrifices that outsiders may not understand. History shows us that smaller, determined armies can defeat larger, better-equipped foes. The will to fight can be a decisive factor. The Philippines also has powerful allies, a mutual defense treaty with the US, and growing ties with Japan, Australia, and other regional partners. These alliances provide not just moral support, but also intelligence, training, and access to advanced technology that the AFP alone might lack. The AFP leverages these partnerships to level the playing field, learning new tactics and strengthening their capabilities through joint exercises. Their true strength lies in experience, motivation, and the power of alliances, qualities that can't be measured by numbers alone. The numbers don't tell the whole story. Behind every statistic is a story of resilience and resolve. Sometimes, the underdog is far more formidable than it appears, ready to surprise the world when it matters most. The PLA's problems, corruption, political interference, lack of experience, aren't easily fixed. They're rooted in China's political system. Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaigns have had mixed results because there's no transparency or independent oversight. In China, the party controls the media and the military. There are no outside watchdogs. Anti-corruption drives can be used to eliminate rivals, not just fix the system. Political control over the military is non-negotiable. The PLA's loyalty to the party is the foundation of its power. To build a truly professional military, China would need openness, initiative, and honest feedback, the very things its system suppresses. Commanders are chosen for loyalty, not competence. The PLA is trapped. It can build hardware, but can't fix the flawed software, its people and culture. The result is a force that looks modern, but is fundamentally limited. The real obstacles are built into the system itself. And that's a weakness no amount of spending can solve. Military strength isn't just about counting tanks and jets. True power is about people, their training, leadership, morale, and experience. A military can have the best technology, but if its soldiers are poorly trained and its leaders corrupt, that hardware is useless. The human element is the software that runs the hardware. China's software is deeply flawed. The Philippines' strength lies in its experienced, motivated soldiers and strong alliances. These qualities can't be bought or built overnight. They're forged in real conflict and national identity. Asymmetric warfare shows that smaller forces with the right human factors can overcome larger ones. We need to look beyond parades and propaganda. Ask, how real is the training? How strong is the will to fight? When we measure military power this way, the picture changes. The underdog may have the decisive edge. Numbers aren't the whole story. They're not even the most important part. In the end, true military strength comes down to the heart of the warrior, its courage, trust, and belief in the cause. A soldier with the best rifle is useless if he won't stand his ground. The PLA faces a crisis of morale. Its soldiers fight for a party, not a nation. Corruption and politics erode trust and unity. In contrast, Filipino soldiers defend their families and homeland, a powerful motivation. The story of David and Goliath reminds us, courage and a righteous cause can overcome brute force. The true measure of a military is the spirit of its people. As the Philippines builds its strength through professionalism, modernization, and alliances, it becomes more than just an underdog. The heart of the warrior is the most powerful weapon of all. Thank you for watching. Good night.